All right, so I wanted to go over my first impressions of the layout for the MVPS. This is a local series here in Florida. Some of you actually play in the series and you said that you liked kind of seeing what it is that I have to say about this, and I am going to be practicing on this layout. So I'll be doing a self-playing critique of that, so that way it'll help you out at the tournament. But I want to do a first impressions here of the actual layout itself. There are going to be some interesting things that you can see already. There's a huge structure in the middle. And then also these cakes, I've never seen someone do it that way. But anyways, let's start with the snake side. So because of the gaps with this little W here and the beam itself, you may have issues getting trapped. Now, if you come out wide, you might be okay because this guy isn't going to be able to see you, but he's still going to be able to drop over paint. So it might be good to put someone here. I'm thinking that having someone at this tower here is going to be really important, so that way they can come up and you can shoot down on whoever it is that's trying to come up the snake side. So if that guy isn't there and you're able to just get down the snake, I would just try to push all the way down as far as you can, get up into their snake too, and see what damage you can do. I don't think getting into the snake should be too difficult. It's not too far of a jump from the God bunker here. So the other advantage is that you have a tall cake and then a short cake, so you can actually get a little bit low and then just jump across whenever you get the chance to go. That being said, it looks like the can might be able to drop it over the top of this pin and shoot down into you, so you want to be careful about that. And I think the pin might actually be blocking out this shot across here, so it should be relatively easy to get in. It's just battling across and making sure that no one is shooting those drop shots, because it's not traditional snake, so you have to come out really far to get back into where the beam is at. The good thing is that there's a Aztec there, so if you do want to come across and play that, you can stand up in it, which means that you can actually go ahead and fight cross field and just do some gun battles if you wanted to do that. So coming out a little bit further here, it looks like this tall cake, you should be able to just run and gun out and gun up, and you should be able to trap in your mirror. You're going to be able to drop it over across to the outside here. And also, looks like you should be able to do a blind shot from that cake as well over to the snake corner. So if someone is trying to go out really wide and then you get here, I would say if you don't shoot them here, just start shooting for them coming around over here. Because of this wing, it's going to be pretty large, so they might think that they're safe to come around. If you shoot up over the top of it and shoot the outside of it, you might have a chance of being able to shoot that guy there. I don't think it's going to be good to play the pin, and I don't think that there's going to be a bounce shot off that pin into this tower here, so that's a good thing. And as for other bounce shots, there might be one from the tall cake off the other tall cake into here. That's going to be something that I'm going to want to try. On the snake side, I don't really see a bunch more, which is a good thing. Bounce shots are just a part of the game, but it's not something that I really enjoy having. Okay, so the home bunker doesn't seem like it's going to have a whole lot of laning, because you're getting blocked out from, well, I guess you can use the pin as a guide so that it drops into where they're going to be diving into the snake. But as this guy comes out, they can drop shots over, so that's where the wing that's standing up is coming down, so it kind of makes like that. So you're able to shoot up over the top of that to shoot that guy, or at least to keep him honest, that way he can't keep a lane going that way. So I think the lanes off the snake might need to come from this guy. Looks like he can come across and shoot like that. I think that's going to be the guy that's going to be the issue for the snake. Again, this is just my first impression, so I might be wrong. I might go out to the field and see that, oh, you actually do have a shot from here. From what I'm seeing here, though, it looks like there's too much stuff blocking it. The only thing you could do is if they get into the snake, I would say shoot right there. So if you drop the paint from there and shoot from the back center and drop it over, the guy has to come around here, so you might be able to shoot his pack there. So it's not necessarily the worst position, because this guy can still shoot this outside. So it might not be too bad. If they get into the snake, then you could have this guy fill up into here, or this guy fills up into here, and that way you have a better shot shooting down. So again, some of this is going to be changing once I actually get out on the field, but looks like if you do miss a shot for some reason on the guy coming around and crawling up into here, that you should be able to deny him that move there. Unless the snake corner, yeah, it looks like the snake corner can wrap and shoot back on you to do that. So that would be the way that if you're a snake player, you want to watch out for this guy and for this guy, because they're going to be able to shoot down on you. And looks like this cake as well. So you want to make sure that you check off, especially those three. This guy, you might be able to stay low enough to get out of the way from, but looks like he's actually blocked out a little bit. Yeah, he's blocked out, so you shouldn't really have to worry about him too much. And then, of course, the center. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 that you really need to watch out for. This guy, if you just dove across, you're going to be fine moving up the field. But those inside shots are going to be bad because of that gap there. So if you get here, you're going to have to kind of play the outside of it, or you're going to have to just commit and just crawl down and just kind of lay down behind one of these beams. All right, let's go to the center of the field. So the center, I really like this huge structure here. So getting up here, it looks like just every other center where you're able to really lock stuff down. So again, someone tries to go into the snake, you're going to be able to shoot them when they're trying to wrap around here. You might be able to catch them over the top of the cake here, because that's the smaller cake and that's the tall cake. So you should be able to drop it across there and kind of keep them honest. They're going to have to fight you to get into there. Because it's such a big bunker in the middle, I would actually be careful. Sometimes in the center, so when the two bunkers come together like that, you can get an issue where the bottom part, your feet can get shot. So be careful of that. I would kind of commit to where it's the big fat parts at the very bottom, so that way you're good. Let's look at what it can do on Dorito's side. So I like this for getting up, and you can really do some damage on the Dorito side, because you can kind of play even a little bit further into here and shoot across like that. And you should be able to, yeah, you're going to be able to shoot across that way. I would be careful of this pin. There might be a bounce shot. It might be from this guy, where he can shoot it and it'll bounce here, and it's gonna keep you honest. And same thing with actually that one's gonna bounce more directly into there. I think this is gonna be the one that I'm gonna have to try later, shooting on the inside, bouncing it off this pin, and seeing if I can bounce it into the guy that's here. So that way you're going to at least keep him honest, so that way your Dorito player can get up. But we'll get into the Dorito side in a second. Moving back a little bit, the can is going to be good as well for stopping them getting up into that Dorito 3, so into that like 40 Dorito. So you'll be able to shoot, and you might actually be able to catch them off guard if they try to come around here and dive in and they didn't know that you got there, so that could be a good one. So it looks like you're going to be able to do the same thing, stopping the Dorito 1 to Dorito 2 from that can. Okay. And I don't see any bounce shots or anything that's going to be an issue. Just remember that, yes, when you can deny those guys those moves, they can wrap and still shoot back on you. That's something that you want to remember with any of the moves on any side of the field. If there's someone that can stop you, if you're that guy that it's your job to stop the person from moving, remember that they have that same shot back. All right, going out to this Aztec here, like I had said, you can shoot the cross, and it looks like it might be kind of like a thread the needle kind of shot going across to shoot the snake. That's a really far shot. It might actually be worth it just to let the snake get in there, because I don't know what damage they can really do, because you can protect yourself easily, especially in that brick there. So if you can stop them there and basically just let them waste a body going into the snake, because you have guys that can keep him in there. So the snake can be good because you can get up into their snake too and then start shooting people in the back, but it should be pretty easy to keep that guy in the snake 2 or the snake 1. The heads up is going to be tough on the tape side because of the brick, but you should remember that there is going to be a blind shot over the top going into that Dorito and also into the Dorito 2, because you can shoot up over the top of the brick. So that could be useful. Getting out into this Dorito, I think that it should be easy to get out to this Dorito. This one might be a little bit more tough. It looks like the home can shoot across into the Dorito 2. For them to shoot up over into the Dorito 1, I think the lane is going to be a little bit high. So I think getting out to the Dorito 1 should be pretty easy, or you can always switch it up and just dive straight across and go into here, or run and gun out and then dive straight up into the brick and then work your way across. Into this Dorito 1, what's good is you can see your mirror pretty easily. If they do dive out, I would say dive out over to here so that way you can shoot down tape to keep them from moving up. And then if you had someone in the can or in the center, they can stop the moves on the inside of the field. This little Dorito, I don't know if I would play it too much. It doesn't look like there's too much that it can do. Sometimes you get out onto the field and it's a little bit different, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be too effective of a bunker. It might be something that I would dive into as a way of getting over into the Dorito 3 or getting up into this Aztec just so that I can get to the 50 and it's going to be easier to wrap and kind of shoot people in the back. But I would probably stay further to the tapes. This Aztec, if someone is here and then they get out here to the Dorito 2, one, you're really bad at shooting because you should be able to shoot that guy going there. But if they do get wide on you, it's gonna be tough to stay alive because you're showing a lot more to people on the snake side, and then also this guy's gonna be able to wrap and kind of push you over to the his teammates on the snake side of the field. All right, so just real quick, I just want to look over here at this. This is just a different view. It doesn't look like it's too much different. What I do like is now I'm seeing that it should be a pretty easy jump to go from this cake to this cake, and even going up into this this tower. Because of the tower, the size of it, and you being able to shoot down on the snake, I think that should be pretty good. The snake 1 looks like you might be able to back off a little bit on. You're gonna have to back up to like here, and then you have to worry about people bouncing off that cake there. So this snake 1 and snake 2 don't look like they're super effective. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything too good. That's why I'm saying almost let the guy get there, let them fight into there, and then you just have someone there or even in the home, and they can kind of shoot down on that guy to keep him from moving up the field. Let's check this other overhead view, and I'm not seeing too much different. It's a little bit further of a run across here, but you still have a couple things that are blocking you. So they'd have to take a step out to here and have their lane perfect straight through there. I think that if you ran straight up and then dove over, that would be good. And it looks like you should be able to go straight up into your 50 there, and not too many people can shoot you on the way up other than people coming out real wide into the God. And I think unless they're running and gunning, if they just run and slide in and come up, by the time you get there, you'll be safe. So like I had said before, I'm trying to look too also to see who shoots you on the way out, because you don't want it just to be that, okay, I can shoot 112 people from here, but if you die 30 different ways coming out here, you have to figure out how to get past those issues first. So that's why I want to look at as well. Okay, so let's look at the Dorito side now. This is just really cool. Guns Up actually has a lot of, this is just I don't know, I really like being able to see this different view rather than just being the overhead. So what I like seeing now is this Dorito 2, one, the jump from the Dorito 1 to the 2 can get shot by this can, but you should be able to wrap it pretty easily, or if that guy is giving you a lot of issues, I think you might be able to dive on the inside and go up and then kind of play the wrap, and then you can dive across. I think you have a couple different options there. It's not like it's just you can wrap and shoot and that's it. Once you get into this Dorito 2, well, I just realized here that this tower also can shoot this gap here. I think right now what I'm seeing is that this Dorito side is going to be a little bit stronger than the snake side, but I think the center is going to be pretty good. So it looks like when you get to this Dorito 3, you might be able to bounce it off the edge of the brick there and bounce it into them. That might be there. So a way that you might be able to save your snake player from this guy is it looks like you might be able to wrap this outside, shoot the can, and it might bounce into there. So that's going to be another one. So it looks like the bounce shots that I really want to try, I want to see about bouncing it from there to there. I want to see about bouncing somewhere off this pin to kill the guy in the center there. That way I can free up my snake side a little bit more. So that way, when I'm bouncing it off here, it's going to force him to the snake side, which means that my snake 1 or 2 should be able to shoot that guy there. Or he's going to have to focus that way, which means that the Dorito side has a little bit more freedom. I want to see if I can bounce it off that brick into the can. It looks like it's a little bit further back, so it might be a little bit tough for that because they're not in line with each other. And the other one that I would want to try is this cake here, bouncing it off the opposite cake, like the god, the one that has the little cake next to it, and bounce it into my mirror. I think that one might be good as well. Be sure to also sign up for the MVPS. If you guys missed out on this season, this is going to be the last event for them for this season, but be sure to sign up next season. Even if you're out of state, they set up an awesome league. It's actually a friend of mine that I used to play with that runs the league. Awesome guys, and they're going to make sure that paintball is fun. So they're making layouts that would be fun for them. So when it's run by paintball players and it's not just about making money, it's going to work real well. And I really like that about the Maximum Velocity Paintball Series, or MVPS. So what do you guys think? These are just my first impressions. I literally could screw everything up. Maybe nothing I said works. That's what's great about practice, is you go out, you try different things. Maybe something I said helped. Maybe you try it and it doesn't work for your team. Or maybe you see that playing this pin is a really effective thing. Be sure to put that down in the comments down below. If you haven't played on this layout yet, what do you think? Are there any things that you think that I may have forgotten about? Anything like that, be sure to put that down in the comments down below. If you have not subscribed yet, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell button so that way you're notified whenever it is that I have a new video coming out. I try to have at least one a week. I know that this one's going to be like 3. So if I can put more videos out, I'm able to do that. And yeah, so I hope, again, like I said, that this helped you guys out. But as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.